I mean, tell us where you came from.
Yeah. So I actually used to work for a marketing firm. So I was one of their top sales producers there, and I was killing it. I mean, I was making this company millions of dollars for about 3 years. And I ultimately just got to a place where it's like, clearly I have the skills to be able to pick up the phone and sell this massive product. And I don't have fear of speaking to people. You know, the only issue was I could talk the talk all day long, but I was just in sales. So I didn't know how to actually provide any of those services that we were selling. So that was kind of what launched me into this, was like, if I'm going to make them as much money as I do, why not just go in for myself and keep 100% of the profit that I'm bringing in? So that's what I did. And I've been doing it for about almost 3 years now, and it's amazing. And so many other opportunities have stemmed from that. Like you said, I'm one of your guys' salespeople for another team, which is amazing. So, you know, kind of like Hanny, I get to work with other people who have no idea. Like, they know the goal that they want, but they don't know how to get there. So I get to kind of be a guide to that destination based off of genuine experiences that I've had myself. And then so much more has grown from that. I mean, we just started another business that stemmed from a lead gen that took off. So there's just so many different opportunities. And this program, it provides you with so much support, a community, the skills that, you know, you can walk the walk and talk the talk, and you just can't be scared to pick up the phone. It was funny though, because the first sales call I had for my own business, I was shaking. Like, I was so scared. I undersold myself. I mean, it was a hot mess, but it happened. And after that, it got easier and easier every single time, you know?
Yeah, just like Ash saying, repetition. So how did you get your first JK client?
So my very first JK client, it's pretty much what we typically teach you. I did leads in advance. I undercharged. I said $500, you know, pay as you go. Like, I way undervalued it. But to be honest, I was new and I didn't know how many calls to expect. I didn't know really the value behind what I was doing yet. I just knew that I had calls coming in, so I knew I had something there, and it was just, like I said, a learning experience.
Yeah, sorry about the technical issue right there.
No, it's okay.
What did you learn from the first time to second specifically? So if you could give anyone on this call new, because I think we get like 100 new people more often than not cycling through. What would you do as your takeaway that you knew from the first time to the second time you must skill set do differently, technically do differently?
I would say be prepared. Kind of like somebody else was mentioning, like, instead of just your words that you're speaking, like, have examples. And like, even if you're new and you don't have examples yet, there's other people here who are willing to help you provide those examples. Yep. And just have at least bulletin points of what you're going to go over. I think that helped for me kind of calm my nerves each time that I speak to another potential client. I know what I'm going to say. And just like our sales calls, I have a sales funnel that I lead them down now that always goes to the same place, as opposed to just being overwhelmed with nerves and, you know, shaking and hoping something's going to come from it. I actually know what's happening. So, but the story stays the same though. The only way to get better is just to do it, you know, just pick up the phone, screw emails, screw all that. Like, I jump in Facebook groups, I call them, I introduce myself, I jump on Zooms, I have all my tabs ready to go. So
talk about that real quick, and then I'm gonna ask you one other thing as we.
Yeah, I typically audit where they're currently at. Oh, there goes Tori. And then I have examples, like, let's say I didn't even have a client. What I'll use examples of is my lead gens that are producing, even if they don't have a client attached, because I feel like that speaks volumes of what my capabilities are for them. And then really it's just back down to the basics. I do the 2-week free trial. I, you know, deliver them business before asking for their hand in business, which I feel like is huge because most people don't do that. And then at the end of the day, if you want to continue to have these leads being generated, you're going to have to pay me. And if not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to send it to your competitor in a very sweet, loving way. But at the end of the day,
that's sweet and loving. No.
Yeah. I'll definitely change my tone.
That's what we were just talking about. You can be a woman and be a bulldog, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody else will, so what's the difference? It really shouldn't even be any different. Like, you don't even have to do it in a sweet, loving way. At that point, they're an idiot, and then you're just going to go to their competitor, and they're going to kick themselves for it. So, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I do feel like being a woman in sales, you do have to hold your ground, and it's different, and the niches I typically work in are primarily men dominated, so I did bring in my fiance into my business. So I do use and abuse him sometimes if like I'm having a situation, but that for me was huge. I've expanded my team. It's not just me. I'm not a one-man show. There's 3 of us. Ultimately, at this point in life, I outsource everything. So I don't have to physically be the one doing it.
How long did it take for you to get to, your first lead gen, renting that out, building the next one to a point where you're outsourcing everything? Because that's what a lot of people ask me.
Yeah.
So hear it from somebody like yourself.
So I would say I was pretty slow myself, between balancing like my home life, my employer while I first was getting started, and then just like my family. So it took me, my first client ever was actually a girlfriend of mine, and I did a website build out for her. And I had no idea how to build a website, and I outsourced it. So, because we have those connections, and that was pretty quick. That was about a month into it. And then I would say probably about a little under 2 months before I landed my first real client that I had no inkling of a connection with at all. And then it took about 1.5 years, to be honest, to be at the point to where it's like 100% outsourcing. The only hands-on portion I have is the scaling. So determining what industries and what geographics we're going into. And then I would say 50% of the time, I'm the one making that connection with a potential client as well. But other than that, the rest of the system is automated at this point in time. I take a small profit loss the first month or 2, and then after that, it just goes straight to me. So
I like that you said that too, because sometimes, obviously, the first few months, it's okay to take a dip if you know that long term, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And now you're able to leverage yourself so much more and bring in so much more business by outsourcing some of those tasks. So
yeah, absolutely. Like if you don't have confidence in your mechanicals, you don't have confidence in your IT skills, or like you don't know what backlinks are, or you hate backlinks, or whatever it is, really. Like with the done for you services, we have all of that. You can literally fill out a form and submit it, and somebody else will do it for you. So why not? I'd rather have something than nothing.
I think it's always a kind of a cool way of doing things. I mean, I guess it could kind of get you in trouble in some industries, but to always just say, yep, I can do that. And then go figure out how you get it done, whether it's outsourcing or whatever. Like, don't just say no.
Yeah.
Like, figure out a way, problem solve, and absolutely say, yes, I can do that. And then that will open up so much doors for that particular client.
100%. Yeah. If I don't know how to do it, I can guarantee you I know somebody that does. So yep. Give it to me.
You are awesome. Thank you.